Got ourselves essentially going to be first up, or for the... Wait, Rick is playing adaptation? Okay, that is odd. Rick playing adaptation trinket. Our pally immediately opening up with big bursts onto extension. Does not want to give him much of a chance to recover here whatsoever. Quick breath immediately connects with the ring of frost to follow. Our pala locked down for just a second. Frostfire bolt sent out by extension. Our pala just trying to see if he can maybe get some damage out. Laying hands. Extension still holding on to the cauterize. Just continue to blast out frostfire bolts. Hard casting them. Pyros, bubble. Does get himself a massive shield. Is gonna need to use Invis here. He definitely needs to use Invis to try to see if he can escape. Block instead. No, immunity trades for immunity. Both are so low. Our pal is looking for recovery. Does get himself a quick interrupt. Oh, not a holy. Does avoid getting hit with a stun and a number of pally spells. Meteor, Comma Storm. That is a lot of damage, but just not enough to kill him just yet. Blind, stun, has a trinket. Shields. I actually think that shield reflect killed Pala. Because he's got giga shields and you hit the shield and it reflects damage back to you on a portion. Like 40% of the damage reflects back to you and you just die. It is so rough. Illidan's usable as Havoc, by the way. Wait, what? What do you mean Illidan's usable as Havoc? What are you talking about? You know, were we going to be able to farm the artifact skins, etc. in Remix? I have no idea. We'll find out once we get access to, like, Remix BTR, man. Hopefully soon, right? Hopefully soon. Big damage out from Leo as you just try to see if he can range down extension. Does get himself a reset. No more block, however. No more cauterize. Just getting absolutely pummeled by a ton of bursts here. With Sin Bolts immediately getting gripped up. Try to go for a bit of a port setup. I was able to set up a port actually. Mortal Coil does connect, but it just doesn't have the angle for a Chaos Bolt. I like how they yoinked him in and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna set up a port then. Alright, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Is that Rick's Gateway or is that Symbol's Gateway? That might be Rick's Gateway there. But Symbol's is in a great spot right now. He's got himself a good positional versus Leo. Leo trying to be extra careful while his cooldowns are down. Technically has access to Apocalypse. I don't know if he can do Dark Transformation or Abomination. Illidan's usable as Havoc. Grasp. Oh, Illidan's Grasp. Yeah, when you pick up a guy and you toss him. Yes, it is usable as Havoc Demon Hunter. Yeah, that's something I think they did for this season. 11.1 I think is when they added that. Could be wrong. It's either 11.15 or 11.1. I think it's 11.1 now. Is when they made this a thing. It's kind of a cool talent. I think it's good for demon hunters and like maybe RBGs where you could like toss them, pick somebody up and toss them away. That can be pretty good. Or pick somebody up from like middle without finding a flag, toss them into your team, toss healers out of positions, things like that. Tank get a replacement talent? No, tanks also still have it. They didn't get like a new talent. They just, you know, they just gave that one to Havoc also. So now both types of demon hunters have it. Gonna be a kick, but not connecting. No, that is a juke actually. Dome down with AMS for Leo. But he's gonna get feared out of that dome. Unfortunately, Yoinkin spin bolts down with a wall, dark pact, everything is available. He's bunkering down. If he's got any big damage available right now, this would be a great time for you to spam bolts. I think he's trying to see if he can position to go for a port. Leo, I don't know if he can grip him back in, but Symbol's where he is at right now. He's in a great spot. Does get himself a full summon Syad with potentially lots of bursts available as he got himself that Malevolence buff, which sadly isn't getting tracked by Blizzard UI. Does go for the big gateway, but a yoink back in. Sinbolts actually might be in a bit of a tough spot. He can't really do much. Does send a bolt as it's going to be a second to seal until Leo is at least able to port back up to the top of the bridge. If Leo can yoink it back down from above again while the gateway or port is on cooldown, he'll be in a great spot. But it looks like you just kind of have to wait it out just a little bit here. Mortal Coil immediately connects. Bolt also connects. That is a lot of damage actually. That one bolt turns it around a little bit. For Leo, at the very least, he's got a target to Death Strike off of, as it's going to be a freshly succubus summoned up by Sin, or at least attempted to summon a new one. Yoink in with a blind to follow him. Does Leo have much burst? I don't know if he has a proper Apocalypse. It looks like he does, but I don't think he actually does. I don't think it tracks it properly. It is going to be port really early. Symbols does not have much mobility to work with. He has a gateway setup, but I don't think that's really going to help him here. Unless he can get a juke cast, I think it's just going to be Leo's win here. And does end up taking it. Yeah, at that point, like once you're out of mobility, there's only so much you can do. Rick is going to be up next. I don't know what Rick is doing with adaptation trinket, but he does have adaptation. I don't know if that's going to help him much here. I don't even know if Leo has any CC that is actually going to proc from adaptation. Doesn't need to be like 5 seconds in duration. Pretty sure most CC from Leo is like 4 seconds most. Right? Even like the blind, pretty sure. Maybe. Rick making sure to get himself a high ground position as long as he is actually, you know what? This arena you would think would be bad for Rick because all his pets gotta go up the ramp, down the ramp, up the ramp, down the ramp. But like some of the positions he could do with the pets, the way he could summon them, it could definitely make things a bit of a living hell for Leo too. Definitely can make things a bit of a living hell. And Rick tried to be extra careful and extra quick using this rider to summon up more demons and just redirect him back towards Leo. That's actually a really good move. A very good move. But Rick, in the position where he's at right now, he's just in a bit of a weird spot because he can't quite reach Leo. He can get some pot shots here and there. You put some dooms out, or potentially spawn more doom guards. Does go in for a bit of another ward with a port right after. I'm trying to see. Look, stun does not even break the adaptation. A full stun blind doesn't break adaptation. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, he is running adaptation, but I don't think any of Leo's CCs can actually be broken by it. Or none of that adaptation cannot break any of DK's CC. It's just so short-lived. But it's like, basically Leo has full control over Rick, and like adaptation does nothing essentially. Which I kind of dislike. Maybe silence, maybe it'll help there. I don't think he's even running silence though. That Doomguard is getting a lot of value, man. Those shadow bolts are doing a lot. That is a full Tyrant. All those pets empowered. All those pets are going to last a little longer. The Dreadstalkers keep charging out at Leo. He's still trying to pick up whatever death strikes he can off of those pets and try to slow him down, but they still got the angles, man. The Doomguard still chased it after him profusely. Leo is eventually going to go down, I think. It's just a matter of time. Once the pets catch up, I don't really know what he'll be able to do at that point. Even the imps are trying to see if he can find an angle on him. Even though they themselves don't really do that much damage. For Rick, though, so far, I think he just, if he keeps playing this, the higher dampening this goes, the harder it's going to be for Leo to outrun all those pets, right? So for Leo, at some point, he just got to make a play. Make a break for it. Stun onto Rick. He knows he's going to port at some point. Got himself another ward, so he can't get disrupted, but he can get blinded. So as long as you can limit the amount of pets he can get, that's good. Call Dreadstalkers are in. Axos to follow. Got himself a bit of damage. Yeah. A Dark Soul that just adds more damage towards his procs of Demon bolts. Just does so much damage on its own. And once you get the new tier set, it's going to be wild how good that thing is. Tyrant in play. There's going to be a karma reversal back into Rick. Rick might be in a bit of trouble right now. That is a full leg chip. Everything is going to be Slash Shakandi. Unless you got mobility, he does get himself walled together with a gate. Foxy trying to see if he catches up to him. I don't know if he got another port or anything. Foxy on the other hand, technically can also outrun these pets. He just doesn't have the same slowing potential as Leo, which is going to make it a little bit tougher for him, I think. Shadow Fear from a distance. Wait, Foxy might just die. Fear to follow. He's just going to be surrounded by the pets. Yeah, just surrounded. Axe Dust, Mortal Coil to follow. Doomguard from a distance, just firing away. Foxy does burn a Ford Brew just to give himself whatever health he can. But I think just by the time he reaches the guy, it's over. It is over. Literally Doom procking on him. With Natalie gonna be up next, trying to, or Natty. Natalie Yad. Natty's a better name. Oh, Natalie, but it's more Natty. Natalie Yad. Or Natty Liad? Like natural Liad? Is that what it's supposed to be? I don't even know. Trying to get eruptions, dude. Just needs one more good eruption. One more solid eruption. Got him some wall. Cannot get interrupted. Cannot get CC. This could be an opportunity. Interrupted with an eruption. But Rick is able to get behind the pillar. These eruptions take so long to cast. He got himself Ebon Might. Potentially could go for another upheaval onto Rick if he can ever catch him. Mortal Coil does connect. Trinkets out of it. Fire Breath. Tried to go for a kick potentially, but he just, or not a kick. No, Rick, it was something else. Wasn't a kick, I don't think. I don't think it was. And he's trying to see if he catch up to the Warlock. That is a full Tyrant with a lockdown, with the Axe Toss. I think it just might be lights here. Natty with a cheat death, but Rick takes it either way. And Eloise is the last one left over for the team too. Charging now, trying to see if they can get himself an angle versus Rick, but an Axe Toss immediately hits him with a fear right after. Just spamming those fears in Ella with a trinket. This is the opportunity to potentially take down Rick, but he does go for the port. Got yourself a bit of mobility. Just a little bit of mobility. I don't know if Rick got himself a gateway or not. He does go for Netherward. Does Netherward reflect the hunt? I don't think it does. Wait, now he goes for the hunt. Mortal Coil. It does connect. It does connect. It does connect. You see the green around his body? It does connect. I was thinking it didn't connect. Fear to follow. Yo, Ella is just getting CC'd to Oblivion. Literally CC'd into an Oblivion. You gotta fly up in the air. That's a good lance. Good lance angle. Good lance angle. Maybe it'll be enough. But that Doom Guard. Oh. Daveguard bolts are better than lances on Rick comes back in here. Was gone all evening, but came back for a quick sweep. Or 3. With adaptation 2, which never procs. It basically didn't run with a trinket. That is crazy.